Welcome back to part 2 with Vintage Uniques. Part 2 is all about the painting. I do hope you enjoy. Okay, finally ready to start painting. I'm going to be using Annie Sloan Old Ochre. It's like a beautiful rich cream, like a good Cornish vanilla ice cream. Also be using an Annie Sloan brush. Annie Sloan brushes are good brushes, a bit expensive, but well, they're good. And they're lovely to clean as well. You can feel the quality as you're washing them out. A little tip as well I always have with me, some water. If the paint's getting a bit thick, just literally just dip your brush and then dip it in the paint. I'm taking the drawers out, and I think first of all I will show you what I do to the drawers. You don't have to do this, but I always think it's a nice touch. Artist brush, and if you've got dovetail joints, show them off. Do a little bit more before I show you. Literally just pick them out, and then when your piece is finished, you know yourself and your customer knows that you, I'm going to hit myself in the face then, have spent a little bit more time giving that extra detail. Right, pop that to one side and I will show you the coverage of the paint. Here we go. So literally straight in the can. I haven't bothered doing anything to it. I know my paint's not contaminated with anything, and straight on. As you can see, I have watered it down because I got water on my brush. Going a little bit deeper. There we go. Get rid of the water off my brush. I didn't need that water, did I? But I wanted to show you that I use water because you can water down the Annie Sloan paints, and it just makes it easy to apply if you're not used to it. Literally get the paint covered all over. You need more than one coat. You don't have to go in the grain of the wood at all, but for the first coat I always do, because I don't know what sort of finish I want yet. If I do want a finish where I'm going to be adding lots of dark wax and I want texture, then I will go any which way, just painting strokes at any angle. But for now I'm just going to get it covered in the first coat. Painting inside the drawers as well, because if your drawer sits a little bit back into the recess, you don't want to be showing dark wood there. Make sure all these little bits and pieces are done for your own good, and also if you are selling the piece on, you don't want it to look amateur. You need to get it looking professional, so you want all these edges underneath covered. Right, I'm going to crack on, get this covered and show you after the first coat has gone onto the base. Okay, there we have it. First coat on the base of the dresser. As you see, the detail to the drawers just gives it that little bit of, well, je ne sais quoi. Now we're going to go to the top half. First of all, I want to see what colour I'm going to be using on the back plate of the top half. Make it stand out a little bit and make it look a little bit interesting. I'll get back to you in 2 minutes. Okay, so I've decided to go for cocoa. That's this lovely colour here, to go with the old ochre, to do in all the back of the top unit. So all the back detail is going to be the darker colour and everything else will be light. And of course I will be sanding off all the handles, the knobs as in the base. I'll catch you in a bit. Right, I'm back, and as you can see that's looking pretty messy. I'm just about finished for today. Not a lot else I can do, so I don't want to put the back colour in until all the cream has dried, and I've got 2 coats on there. But I'm just going to quickly show you the colour contrast of what it will look like. So if I just go close to, Now you can see what this colour is going to be like. Like a taupe. And that will go on all the back. It will dry lighter than that, and it will also go across the top corniche. And there you see the base. And as you can see, it had a baby while I was busy. Took another delivery of another one. Perhaps that can be the next video tutorial. As for now though, that's me done for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, day 2. Before I put the second coat on, what I'm going to do is put some colour to the top. So just goes a little bit darker than what this is, just to bring out the grain really. And what I'm going to use for that is just beeswax. This is a brown beeswax, and I'll just be adding that to it. First of all, just make sure no paint is on that edge bit there. You don't want to put the wax on, locking the paint in. Right, get yourself one of these pretty things. Now what I use is an old face cloth, and you see that? Yeah, straight in. It smells beautiful. And literally rub on. Rubbing it in so it just picks out the colour. Keep in line with the grain, as with everything when you're doing your sanding, keep it in line with the grain. Just show you the difference this is making. Oops, sorry about that. See how it's just adding that depth to it and bringing out the lovely grain. Okay, I'll carry on with this and I will show you in a few minutes once I've applied it to the whole top. And there you have it. If you want to go deeper than that, you can build this up by layering it, but that's the colour I'm looking for. I did it at this stage purely because if I got any brown wax, beeswax on the paintwork, then if I've already done the second coat, I'm making more work for myself. So do it at this stage, then put your second coat of paint on. Just being careful not to get any around these edges as you're painting underneath here. Right, I can crack on with coat number 2, but before I do, I'll just show you quickly the base colour in there as it's dried now. It's like an almost mauvey mushroom. I think the colour batch has changed since I last had cocoa, because I can't remember it having this sort of tone to it. But we'll go with it. I'm thinking I may do some dry brushing over, which is another technique to show you, so that'll be good anyway. But we'll see. But as you can see, I didn't go into the corners, purely because that's my first application, and we'll do all the cutting in and the finishing touches as we're putting the second coats on. Also frog tape, brilliant stuff. Didn't bother on the inside as I just used freehand, but you know, if you've got a steady hand, use freehand. If you haven't, frog tape. I do put frog tape on the front purely for my own self belief that if I do get any on the glass, I haven't got to make more work for myself again. So there you go. Right, okay, I'll crack on, put the second coat on, and I'll be back with you when coat number 2 is on and we're ready for stage 3, which is going to be waxing. So we've done the prep, now painting, then the waxing. Speak to you soon.